There's some food that I've given up eating altogether. Yes, I've had to make sacrifices to get in shape. Now that I've reached over the age of 50, I'm going to talk about the 8 foods I've ditched to get in shape over 50. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in amazing shape. And one of the things I do is I talk about some of the things that have actually helped me get in shape because they're going to help you. And that involves stopping eating certain foods or really limiting them to just the odd occasion only. And I'm going to talk about the things that I've actually ditched. The first one is this here, and it's a packet of pizza. It's for one of my kids. But no, I do not eat pizzas. I don't eat pizzas when I go out. I avoid them because they've got processed carbohydrates in. They got a ton of cheese, and that one there is actually a processed food, and it just doesn't do me any favors. I could get away with it when I was young, but since I've ditched eating some of these foods, it's really helped maintain my shape. The second one I'm going to talk about, nothing wrong with it for young people, is pasta. And again, that's using refined carbohydrate, refined flour. It doesn't do me any favors at this age. I tend to be prone to something called insulin resistance, and so do many women at this stage in life. And if you eat anything with white flour in it, it's just going to make it a whole lot worse. It's going to give you a blood sugar spike. It's going to be really hard to lose weight. The same with white bread. The number 3 food that I've ditched is sugar, refined sugar. I'm not talking about fruit, because again, that's just going to give me a huge insulin spike. Now, I've got to admit, like occasionally 3 or 4 times a year, I'm going to have like a dessert with sugar in it. But believe you me, I don't feel very nice the next day. So I don't eat it all that often, and you know, to all intents and purposes, I've ditched it in my everyday routine. The only exception to that would be 70% cocoa dark chocolate, which has got a tiny amount of sugar in it, but because I only eat 1 or 2 squares, I'm not going to have a massive amount of sugar in that. These here are a huge problem, and that's breakfast cereals, because again, they are going to be refined in carbohydrate. They are going to have a ton of sugar in them, even if they don't taste that sweet. And so I've ditched them, because the other thing is they don't keep you full and satisfied for very long, and what you end up doing is kind of feeling hungry an hour later. Although this is a high protein one, most breakfast cereals also don't have a massive amount of protein in them. So what I eat instead is oats, and I find they are great because they are whole grain. They keep me full and satisfied for a long time, and they're a slow releasing carbohydrate, so they're not going to give me a huge blood sugar spike like some of those other breakfast cereals do. The number 5 food I've quit, and I haven't even got an example of it here, is fried food, especially deep fried food. You can see I've got an air fryer here. That's my best friend. I can have things like potato wedges done in the air fryer, and they taste amazing, almost as good as fries. So I use that instead of frying my food, and it's only going to have a minimum amount of spray oil or a tiny bit of oil, so it really helps me stop loading on that fat. The number 6 thing I've ditched, and I haven't even got an example of it because I tend not to buy it very much, and that is fruit juice. I prefer to eat the whole fruit instead. So I'm not anti-fruit, but the problem with fruit juice and juicing is, again, it's going to give you an insulin spike, and it's much better for your health to have the whole fruit, because we need fibre, and when you eat the whole fruit, it's actually got fibre in it, and it's going to give you less of an insulin spike. So really happy to eat fruit, and the types of fruits I eat is any kind of fruit really, anything like bananas, berries, apples. They're all absolutely fantastic, or whatever fruit is, you know, available to you in this season is amazing. The number 7 food, and this isn't really food, it's a drink again, and that is sodas, which have loads of sugar in them. So I'm not going to name any brand names, but you know the ones. They tend to have like 6 teaspoons of sugar in, kind of colas and orange flavoured fizzy drinks. You know, you're just going to load yourself up with calories, but it's not going to help keep you satisfied, and it's going to give you an insulin spike. So I steer clear of those. Now, the number 8 food that I've ditched, and I've actually completely ditched this, and again, it's a drink. And I've got one here that actually belongs to my son. He's just turned 18, so someone gave him this bottle of champagne, but that is alcohol. I do not drink alcohol at all. I have found my life has completely improved by not having alcohol in it. It doesn't do me any favours as a menopausal woman. It's going to mess with my hormones. You know, it's going to give me problems with sleep, which is already really difficult at this stage in life, and is loaded with calories. You don't really get nutritional benefit from alcohol. So since I ditched it altogether, I think it's probably going back about 4 or 5 years ago now, I feel fantastic. So if you're thinking any of those foods on the list, which one to ditch, I definitely say alcohol. You will find that your life improves so much by ditching alcohol. So do let me know if you've ditched any of these foods or you intend to ditch them. I'd love to hear from you. Comment with which foods are going to be off the menu for you from now on.